Hi, everyone. Are you interested in learning more about essential oils and how they can help you on your concussion journey? Well, we are going to be talking about exactly that today. I am going to be here with Laura Erdman-Luntz, and we're going to share with you what essential oils are and how to use them. You are watching TBI TV, brought to you by Integrated Brain Centers. I am Amy Zelmer, and today we're talking about essential oils. Today I am joined by Laura Erdman-Luntz, and Laura and I have been friends for I think like 15 years. I was trying to do the math earlier. But I originally met Laura through her yoga program when I had my photography studio. I did a ton of photos for her. And then she got me into essential oils, and we have traveled the world together a couple times on yoga retreats. And I've just learned so much from her, and I'm so happy to have her here today to share with you our shared passion for essential oils. And I've been using them now for a little over 6 years, I think. And I had started them right before I had my brain injury. So I was very thankful that I already had these in my home, and I started using them to help me deal with my head and neck issues and sleep and some of my cognitive problems I had, my brain fog. So they were really helpful for me in my recovery. And I use them every single day. You can see my stash back here. I've got my diffuser and my collection. So I use Yep, I use them every single day, and I don't leave home without them. I have them in my work bag, my purse, my gym bag, my travel bag. I travel with the diffuser. So we are both quite passionate about essential oils, and I am just going to kind of turn it over to Laura for a little bit here, and she will share with you what essential oils are and how we use them.
Fabulous. So let's talk. And yes, I am just as passionate as Amy is about essential oils. And there's really two reasons for that. And I think this is why essential oils are really, we're just on the precipice of them becoming huge. And there's a reason for that. And the two reasons I see are, one, they support wellness. So essential oils basically help our systems in our body get healthier, get stronger. And we need that. Better healthcare through better self-care. And the better we take care of ourselves, the less we need healthcare, for sure. The second reason I think essential oils are so vital right now, especially from Young Living, which I'll talk about a little bit more later, is they help us get rid of toxins at our home. We have so many toxins at our home, especially if you're in the US. And I know there are people who are listening and probably going to watch this later who are in other countries. Other countries tend to protect their consumers a whole lot better than we're protected here in the US. And it can be a little frustrating. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But just realize that we are the caretakers of our home. We're the CEOs of our home, and we can decide what gets through the door. And with the essential oils, we can chuck a lot of the toxins in our home and create a safer home life. And this is especially true when you have brain injuries. I mean, toxins aren't good for anybody, but they affect our brain. They affect healthy brains. They definitely affect brains that have been injured. So let me just talk a little bit about the toxins, and then we're going to talk about essential oils and how they support the body. So here's the thing, and again, I'm talking about the US because I know a lot of us are from the US, but there's around 160,000 chemicals on the market. Now, not all of them are toxic. Realize that a chemical itself is not bad. The air we breathe, O2, is a chemical compound. Water, H2O, is a chemical compound. We are chemical compounds. So all of these chemicals aren't necessarily a bad thing, but many of them are, and most of them have not been tested. And in fact, the EPA basically leaves it up to the manufacturer to do their testing, And a manufacturer only has to label a product as toxic if over half of the animals they tested it on died. So it's kind of a scary thing out there. And when you add to that, that also companies can hide ingredients underneath the term fragrance and natural flavoring. And they can hide over 300 different chemicals, and they are protected by the government as a trade secret, so they don't have to reveal what's there. So yes, many of those are toxic. So always look at ingredients. Not all companies hide toxic things under fragrance or natural flavoring, so I do want to make that clear, but many of them do, and we need to be careful. Because when you add to that our skin is our largest organ, okay, it's about 20 square feet, and it's highly absorbent. So there are 3 ways things can get into our body: through our nose, through our mouth, and absorb through our skin. Our skin has no filters. Our nose has filters, our stomach has filters, our skin does not. So whatever you put on your skin, whether it's your cleaners or your deodorant or your lotion or your soap or your shampoo, these things actually get absorbed into our body, and they're within our bloodstream within 22 minutes. Actually, they're in every cell of our body within 22 minutes. It's kind of scary. And these toxins are known to mess with our endocrine system, which is your hormones. So adrenal issues, thyroid issues, early onset menses, crazy menopausal symptoms. Do you know there are societies out there that don't actually have menopausal symptoms? They don't have a word for it because it doesn't happen because they have fewer toxins. They also affect our brain. I think that one's probably a no-brainer. Sorry, couldn't help it. But focus issues for people nowadays are at an all-time high. ADD, ADHD are on the rise. Diseases such as Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, all of these things, yes, there's lots of variables, but they can at least be partially attributed to the toxins in our diets and in our lives and in our homes. Now, they also are known to be carcinogenic. I mean, there's lots of reasons we want to be getting rid of these toxins in our life. And Young Living products are more than essential oils. So Young Living has a whole array of products that are all infused with essential oils and free of the harsh toxic chemicals, which means you get a twofer. Not only is your shampoo free of harsh toxic chemicals, and think, when you're shampooing, you've got hair follicles, so it actually gets into your brain more easily than even on your skin. If you're shampooing with something that's full of toxins, it's kind of scary. But instead, if you're shampooing with a shampoo that's free of harsh toxic chemicals and full of really good essential oils that we want to be absorbed into our skin and going to our brain because they help support brain wellness, it's a good thing. Okay, enough said about toxins. I'm sure that you agree and already understand the importance of this. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what essential oils are, and then we're going to talk about how they affect our body. So essential oils are they are the aroma that comes off of a plant. So when you walk by a rose and you smell a rose, that is the essential oil. Now, this is a huge simplification, but it's going to help you understand basically what essential oils do in a plant. Think of essential oils as they're like the blood of the plant. Okay, they bring nutrients. They are the immune system for the plant. They basically support plant wellness. So if a plant gets bitten by a bug or a twig breaks off, it's the essential oils that bring the healing properties to the plant. Now, what science has found is there are healing properties that actually support every single system of the human body. So systems being your reproductive system, your immune system, your respiratory system, your nervous system, all the systems of the human body. Now, this is when purity becomes really important. I get the question pretty much on a weekly basis, what makes Young Living different than other brands? Can't I just buy it at Target? Can't I just buy it at Whole Foods? No, because it's like comparing organic strawberries that you just picked from the field to strawberry jello. You and I both know strawberry jello doesn't have the nutrients, right? And we also
probably doesn't even have strawberry in it.
Exactly. And it's got red food coloring, which has added dangers for the body and the mind, for sure, the brain. And you don't have the nutrients. So what helps the body isn't the smell of any kind of lavender. You know, walking by Bed Bath & Beyond, you smell lavender, bath salts, you're not going to get any effect in the body. In fact, it might give you a headache walking by.
Because you're smelling chemicals.
Exactly. You're smelling the red dye that came in the Jell-O, right? What helps you are the nutrients found in truly therapeutic grade lavender oil. So that's what I want you to think about. And what affects whether or not something has all the nutrients is basically everything. A really good comparison is maple syrup. So there's actually I just learned there's 4 kinds of maple syrup. There's actually grade C, B, A, and then Log Cabin and Mrs. Butterworth. Grade C is the really rich, not processed very much, full of nutrients, doesn't taste very sweet, but amazingly good for you. Grade B, processed a little more, fewer nutrients, a tiny bit sweeter, cheaper because they're able to stretch it a little bit by adding stuff to it. Grade A, a little bit less. And then you have Log Cabin and Mrs. Butterworth, which has 0 maple in it whatsoever, just maple flavoring, as well as something like high fructose corn syrup to make it sweet, right? 0 nutrients and actually harmful. Well, essential oils are the same. Mm-hmm. There's actually grade, it goes the other way for there. So grade A is the therapeutic, then B, C, and D. D being synthetic, not even processed from the plant. It can be from a lab. Grade A is full of all the nutrients. And when I say all, actually every crop is slightly different. And what makes it pure and therapeutic is actually a standard that Young Living set, that the industry now follows. Because there is no governing board for essential oils, which is why you can't trust labels. Okay? Yep. Therapeutic, pure, organic means nothing in the essential oil world. Really important to remember.
That's what's deceiving when you go somewhere like Whole Foods and you expect what's on their shelves to be healthy, right? Mm-hmm. And if you look at the label, it'll say often therapeutic grade essential oil. And because the FDA doesn't regulate that, it doesn't mean anything. And if you look at the label further, it'll have a disclaimer not to use it on your skin or internally. And that's a big red flag that there is something else in that that isn't essential oil, right? They've added a synthetic or a filler. And if it smells super fragrant, like perfumey, that's also another sign, because essential oils shouldn't smell perfumey. They should smell like the plant or close to it.
Exactly. Yep. And it's tricky because I trust Whole Foods with so many things. And you got to be smart about it. And so what do? You find a company you trust. And you have to take our word for it initially. But here's the thing. What affects whether or not an oil is truly grade A is everything. You have to have the right seeds. You have to plant them at the right time. They have to be harvested in a very specific way. There's one plant that can never touch the dirt. So once it's been harvested, the harvesting machine, actually Young Living, created the harvesting machine for it. They invented it for Melissa oil or lemon balm. And when it's cut, it falls onto a tarp, because if it hits the dirt, the oil grade is so much less. And there's so many things that go into whether or not an oil is perfectly grade A, like really, really good. And Young Living, and this is what's important, Young Living is the only company that either owns the farm or works directly with the farmer. They're called partner farms, to make sure everything is done every step of the way. And you can visit every single one of those farms. And in fact, you can just show up. If a member shows up, the manager is supposed to quit everything they're doing. And as long as there isn't anything that's time sensitive, and walk that member around the whole farm for as long as they want. And I've done it. It's pretty cool. They prefer if you make an appointment. There's a website where you can make an appointment because it makes it easier, but you don't have to. That's incredible. No other company. In fact, most companies don't even know where their crops come from.
What I think is really cool about Young Living is they actually use their oils and spray the plants instead of using like pesticides. They don't use any harsh chemicals, toxic chemicals on their crops. And I think that's really, really cool. And I've started using it on my own plants in my own gardens, and it works amazing. And what I also learned that I thought was super cool with essential oils is no two batches of oil is ever the same, because every single plant is growing with slightly different temperature, wind, sun, rain. So no two batches are ever exactly the same. And I think that that's really kind of cool too.
Yep. Yeah, and that's actually a benefit for the human body.
Yeah.
Because that slight variation is good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't get used to an oil.
Yep.
Like it'll keep changing.
Like building a tolerance, so to speak.
Exactly. And even though Young Living does grow all their own crops, etc., and distills everything themselves, they still don't bottle everything that they produce because it's not up to Young Living standards. And they'll use it on the field. Sometimes they sell it on the open market. Other companies buy it and bottle it, but it's not Young Living standards. So you are really guaranteed. In fact, there's one oil years ago that went out of stock, and they produced a batch, and they lost out on $1 million worth of sales every single month until they got the new batch, which was a year. We had to wait for harvest because it wasn't Young Living standards.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. So that said, that's purity is everything. Purity is everything. Do you want strawberry organic strawberries freshly picked, or do you want strawberry jello? And the other thing to remember is, yes, it's more expensive. Usually, I have to say, there are some comparisons you're like, really?
Yeah.
Price? But you use a whole lot less. I know that was something Amy noticed.
Yeah. Yep. I had bought a brand at GNC because I was curious. And I first noticed it, I was making soap. And so I was putting it in just for the scent for the soap. And I believe it was orange or lemon. And I mean, like, I was shaking. I probably put 100 drops in there and I could hardly smell it. And then the next batch, I'm like, okay, I'm going to use my Young Living. And I literally put like maybe 10 drops in it. And it was so fragrant and delicious. You just wanted to eat the soap. Don't do that. But like, I was like pretty amazed at the difference. Like I said, I kind of did it as an experiment. And I also tried diffusing the brand I bought at GNC. And I mean, you didn't even smell it. I just kept putting it in there. And where like Young Living, I literally put like 2 drops in my diffuser, and that's plenty.
Yeah. You will use so much less. And in fact, I always warn people who have used other brands, because I've had people burn their skin or smoke their house out because they used a ton of drops, and there was just like, I couldn't even stand it. I had someone who used 10 drops of this really strong oil, and she goes, I had to leave my house.
I had a massage therapist friend come over once, and she was using my peppermint, and she was like this. She was like, and I was like, no, that's way too much. You only need a drop. And she was like,
gonna hurt.
Oh,
I'm telling you.
gonna tingle.
Oh, for sure. Okay, so now let's just talk just for a second about what's in your home. I mean, think about your cleaners. Think about your lotion and your deodorant and what you use to clean your toilet, what you use to clean your carpeting. Think about all of these things, your makeup. Start looking at them. Start noticing what are in the ingredients. Can I read them? And just start to pay attention, because I think you'll be surprised at everything you have in there and all the things that start to make you a little bit nervous. And that's good. We want that. We want to educate. Once we know better, we'll do better, right? and then you can begin to do the change out. So let's talk a little bit about what the next step with Young Living would be, if this is something that interests you. So I'm going to go over the oils that come in the starter kit. And there are several starter kits, so there's a couple others that I want to talk about too really briefly with you. The one I recommend most of the time, though, is the oily starter kit, because you get a free diffuser with it, and the diffuser is really key for getting a lot of use out of your oils.
Mine's on all the time.
Yep. And actually we have, I think the latest count is 7 in our house.
Wow.
Yeah. And I have 3 coming. I bought the 2 new ones at convention, and I earned one last month. So
Awesome.
I have more coming. Yeah, I'll find a place for them. Don't you worry. Okay. So these are the oils you get in the premium starter kit. And I just want to quickly go over them just to give you an idea of what you can do with the oils. There really isn't a challenge that the oils can't address somehow, some way. So first you have Thieves. Thieves is amazing immune support, like amazing. And it's such an incredible oil. Young Living has a whole line of products based on Thieves. And the one I recommend the most, in fact, this is like your first purchase after the kit or even with your kit, is Thieves Household Cleaner.
Yep.
So Thieves Household Cleaner, this is a concentrate. You put it into 16 or 20 ounce bottle. This is a fancy one that someone gave me as a gift, says Thieves Cleaner. You don't need a fancy one. You can actually put a spray bottle on here once it's empty. And I add water, and I use it for everything. And it got rid, I mean, literally, I use it for toilets, for windows, hardwood floors, sinks. I use it for all the things we need right now.
You can replace like a Febreze with it. You can use it on fabric.
Stains, carpet
Yes.
stains, clothing stains. I'm telling you, everything. And this is a concentrate. Like I said, you only use a capful in here. And this costs about 88 cents. So it's cheaper than anything by far. It's a fraction of what you would pay. And it also declutters. It's a toothpaste.
Yes. I
So
don't use anything else in my house anymore. For
Nothing.
cleaning.
Nothing. This is it. But there's also toothpaste and mouthwash, and there's now laundry soap, dishwashing soap, dish detergent. There's tons and tons of products. You also get this in the kit. There's these hand sanitizer, which is safe. Y'all, there's so much unsafe stuff. It's scary, the stuff in hand sanitizer. I won't go into it. These disinfectant spray, which is perfect for right now, that isn't toxic. Y'all, we are going to hear in about 3 years, I know, all the respiratory issues that are currently happening because of all the disinfecting that is so toxic for our body. We need to be really careful. Okay, moving on. Lemon oil, amazing. It has a constituent, one of those nutrients I was talking about in it, called D, the letter D, limonene. Google it. It's amazing. Super yummy in the water, natural detoxifier for the body. Really good. Peppermint. Peppermint is for all things digestion. It helps with focus. Like you put a drop in your mouth, you feel it go up into the brain. It stimulates the prefrontal cortex for focus. So good. Citrus Fresh is a blend of citrus oils, 5 different citrus oils, and a tiny bit of spearmint. Super good. Very similar to lemon. You can use them very similarly. Digest, everything digestion. It supports healthy digestion. So whether your issue is going in or coming out, Digest can help. Valor. Valor is a very calming oil. This is the oil, by the way, that Young Living produced and then didn't bottle and lost $1 million in sales a month until they were able to bring it back. Okay.
Love it.
It's one of Young Living. It's a favorite, right? It's a crowd favorite. It smells amazing, very calming. It helps calm the crazies. So if you feel like you're being pulled in 17 different directions, you have all these things to do and you don't even know where to start, Valor like sucks all that in and makes you go so you can focus.
I put it on the base of my neck every morning. Love it.
it resonates at the same frequency as bone. So it's really good for alignments. It's really good to use before or after seeing the chiropractor. In fact, I did read a research paper where it people hold their adjustments 80% longer with it.
I was also reading it's really it's helpful with the central nervous system.
Is it? Well, that's
Yeah.
That's new for me.
I was just reading a doctor's doing some research on that specific oil.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Frankincense, great for the skin. It's also very uplifting. Lots of
Great
things
for
you can do
brain
with
support.
Yes. Yes.
Huge brain support oil.
There's a sesquiterpenes in it. And sesquiterpenes are great for the brain. So there's a few oils that have a lot of sesquiterpenes. Cedarwood is one of Amy's, well, I was going to say one of Amy's favorites. Not her favorite smell.
Not my favorite smell, but
its effect is good.
Yeah, it helps a lot with brain fog.
Yeah. Panaway is great for muscle tension, joint issues. Raven supports all things respiratory. So there's a lot of eucalyptus in this. So you can just imagine the aroma. And it's really good in the diffuser. Really yummy. Lavender is very calming. It's, lavender. You're very familiar with it.
And doesn't lavender have like the most complex chemical compound? Like it has the most constituents. And it's the oil, like if you don't know what oil to use for something, pull out lavender because it can help with almost anything.
There's a good chance there's something in lavender that's going to help you. Yeah, for sure. You also get 2 other oils. I can't find my other one. I'm guessing my son borrowed it. You get Stress Away and you get Peace and Calming. Peace and Calming is his favorite oil, so I frequently find myself
mine too.
Calming.
Those 2, Stress Away and Peace and Calming, I like almost every night I put one of those in my diffuser. Yeah.
Me too. Stress Away is my very, very
They just smell lovely.
Love, love, love it. Now, you also get a sample of Ningxia Red. And Ningxia Red, there's actually a couple of products I want to mention before we finish here. Ningxia Red is Young Living's antioxidant drink. And it is a really important product for all body support, but especially brain support. Antioxidants are a really powerful tool for supporting brain health. And there's also, they have a companion product called Nitro, which is my favorite Young Living product ×2 because it helps me with brain fog. It's for cognitive fitness, and it has all sorts of good stuff in it for the brain. It's got ginkgo biloba and all the good things for brain support. And I love it. It's so good. So 2 of these come in your kit. These are just little samples. You can get it in a bottle or use these 2-ounce travel packs. Then there's Nitro. And the last thing I wanted to quickly share with you, because I just started using this myself, is MindWise. And MindWise is an incredibly powerful supplement specifically for the mind.
The brain.
The brain. Yeah, we have in our family, we actually have a lot of brain diseases. Parkinson's, dementia, Alzheimer's, and Lewy bodies, which is similar to Parkinson's. Yep. So literally one of everything. And my sister started taking this, and I said, well, I don't think I need it yet. And she looked at me and she goes, are you kidding me? And actually, I just started this last week. I've been using it for 7 days. Within 4 days, I felt the difference. And I thought, we need to be protecting our brain. And with all the toxins that we do have in the air and everything in the water, we do our best to protect ourselves in our house. You can never be totally protected. Yeah. I just know that is an important product for me. So many good things, and that's worth Googling and reading more about it. Okay. Did I cover everything? I will do the price and what you get. Okay.
Yeah.
So the price for the kit is $165. You get over $400 worth of products in it. It's an amazing deal. In fact, whenever any of us needs another diffuser, we buy another kit because you can buy more kits once you're a member. There is a kit that's based on the These products, so getting toxins out of your home. There's also a kit that's based on the Ningxia Red products, and there's a kit based on CBD because we do have CBD products. oil-infused CBD products, even better. So there are other ways that you can get started. The one I usually recommend, though, if you're interested at all in oils, is the oil kit, because there are ways to get the Ningxia Red, the Thieves, etc. once you're a member. That's just as good, if not better pricing than the kit. So the oil is really, really good place to start. You get 24% off forever. Sorry about that. For Young Living, you don't have any further commitments. If you want to keep your account open, you just need to do a single, about a $50 order once a year. That's it. Super easy. But you don't have to if you don't want to. You can do monthly orders if you want. You get additional benefits for that, additional freebies. You get money back. And that's a really good thing to do if you really want to begin to take your wellness seriously and get the exchange going, getting rid of the toxic stuff and replacing it with healthier things. Because sometimes we need to do that slowly. I mean, I've had people who say, no, I want to get rid of everything now, we're done. But also sometimes it's just easier to say, when I run out of shampoo, I'll replace it with something that's healthier. And when you do the monthly order, the minimum is about $50. You spend that at the grocery store on shampoo, soap, etc. You're just spending it with Young Living and getting it shipped to your house. And you get points back. So for the first 10 months, you get, first 3 months, you get 10% back. I was going to say for the first 10 months, you get 3% back. For the first 3 months, you get 10% back. Then at month 4, you start getting 20% back. And eventually you get 25%. And that adds up really, really fast.
Yep. And that's called Essential Rewards. And when you do sign up for your starter kit, you can also check the box to enroll into Essential Rewards, which I really encourage you to do. I've been doing it for years. Every month I get my order in, and you decide what you want each month. It's like, it's not a surprise. You pick what you want. And so, I make sure I have my deodorant, my toothpaste, and my cleaning products, and my supplements. I get most of my supplements through Young Living as well. And you also earn free products. So on that first order, when you order your starter kit, if you check the Essential Rewards, you'll also get a free bonus bottle of essential oil, whatever it is that they're offering that month.
So definitely do it, because you can always quit. It's free to quit, free to start. I always tell people, don't place an order off of ER, because you're going to get so many benefits from it. You can always cancel it, but you get extra freebies if you're on ER. So it's kind of
plus the points.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Did we cover everything, my dear?
Yeah, and I just want to let everyone know, if you do decide you want to order, the link is below this video. And if you order in the next 24 hours, I'm going to send you a little fun surprise. You're going to get either the Thieves toothpaste, can't really see it, there we go, the Thieves toothpaste, or the Young Living deodorant. And I have switched. Pretty much all my personal care products are now Young Living. And once you switch and you realize the difference and how you don't, like toothpaste, you just need a teeny tiny little drop of toothpaste. You don't need like all this toothpaste. And my sink doesn't get, oops, sorry, hit my microphone. And my sink doesn't get all gross using this toothpaste. So yeah, once you start using natural products, you'll be amazed at how much junk you've been using. So that's my little bonus I'll send you. And I will also do a box opening Zoom call with you where we will go through all the oils Laura just showed you in the starter kit, and you can take all the notes you need. We'll spend up to 45 minutes on the call. You can take notes and write down what the oil is, how to use it, and what it's good for. So that's a fun little bonus you'll get as well. Plus, Laura has a community called Simply Serendipity on Facebook, and you will get to be a member of that group. And she's always doing fun challenges in the group, lots of prizes in the group, and lots of really great information. It's a great place to ask questions if you don't know how to use something, or if there's something that you're looking for. So that's another added bonus of signing up with our team.
Absolutely. And it's nice when you get something and you know you're actually going to get the education behind it. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So awesome. Thank you, Laura, for being here today and sharing with my listeners. And again, the link is below and you can check it out. And if you have any questions, we are here to help you.